Okay, there we go. All right. Good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Art in the Morning. I'm Dee Dee, and this is a live Ustream show with a live chat and mostly live people. I can't promise all of them, but I think most of them are live. So it's Monday, and it means it's time for another file folder fodder theme. And this week's theme is people. And so I'm going to show you what I've done in mine. And again, I'm not overly decorating my folders. PackerDi, who I will leave a link in my description box for this segment, is the one doing most of the decorating for these 12-week projects. I told her she didn't have to do every week if she didn't want to, but you know, PackerDi. So anyway, she will be doing the like really heavily decorated. And if any of y'all do decorate your file folders, post them on Twitter or Instagram so we can see them. And yeah, so this week is people. If y'all have any questions for me in chat, put them in caps. And then after I show this, we'll save this recording because I've been asked to do separate recordings for the file folder fodder project. So that's what I've been doing. So this is week 3, and the theme is people. Okay, so I started out, somebody already asked me what this ribbon was, and what this is sari silk. And what it is when the women in India, I don't know how the whole process works, but they sell their sari silk, the silk from the saris. They cut them up and they sell the ribbon, or sell the strips as ribbon. So they're all usually frayed and have little strings and things on them, but that's because they're ripped. They're not cut. Okay. Hey Angie. And so so that's what I tied mine up with. So I'll just untie it just so you can kind of see. And I got a few extra things I want to tuck in here. And so I just wrapped it a double wrap around. And again, if you don't want to do a file folder fodder project just to collect just your ephemera and fodder and stuff, use it to collect ideas. So I went out of my way this week, and I gotta glue that sticker down. That is just not sticking. I went out of my way this week to make a couple of list things for an example. If y'all remember in the big project that we did, that was a year-long project. Let me just grab it to show you again. If y'all remember this one, this had lots of lists and projects and ideas that you had to write. Well, and somebody did ask me about reading off these lists, and I just really, it's really, I can't do that without explaining every single file folder month and explaining what we did that month, because there's 4 or 5 lists in each one, and it's not like where we are doing it here with just make, find, have, and give, or given. It's not like that. So it's really, I can't really just tell you lists of what we've done in here. Maybe I'll see about like doing a more full explanation of that later, but I can't promise anything. Bridget, the sari silk there's a girl on Twitter, Gypsy, I can't think of her name, something Gypsy. And I asked her to let us all know because I've had this for years. She gifted me some and she sold it for a long time. But I'm not sure if she's got any more in stock. I would just go on Etsy and search for sari silk ribbon, and you'll probably find it. I haven't done that, but yeah. Okay. All right. So back to the people, and I remembered that I still had to color Lindsay Whimsy's little face here. So I have Lindsay Whimsy. This is going to go in here. I tried to print out and cut down one that would fit inside. So this will go in my given. Then I also, of course, I like to put Mona is my muse. I won't get into the whole story of that, but Mona Lisa is my muse. And then I just had these other playing cards. This one is one of those funny 50s housewife things. Um, She knew when to fold them, some shirts. And then I have these little Japanese cards, or Chinese cards from Chinese people, photographs and things. So I had some of those. And yeah, so I'm going to tuck those in here as well. Okay. Yeah, sorry, ribbon. Yeah, SARI. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, like saris. Like the women in India wear their saris, SARI. That's what this is. And because it's people, I thought that would be just a nice touch to wrap it with that. Okay, so again, I want I try to use different things like stamps, stickers, magazine cutouts, because even if you don't use it to collect your file folder fodder, you can use it to collect ideas. So even, just putting some stamps on here will remind you I've got text stamps. I've got people stamps. I can use collage images. I have stickers. I edge this with paint. Another little stamp on the back. I got my washi tape. I got my sari silk. So just having a bit of your supplies in each of your folders will remind you and inspire you to dig out that stuff you have or to share with other people. So again, let me open it up here, and I'm keeping all mine the same order. You don't have to do that. You don't have to have make, find, have, and given. You can mix it up. You can, however you want to do it. Oh, and I do have to glue this washi tape back down. I knew that I was going to have to do that. Um, and that holds, that little bit of washi tape there on the end will hold down the opening on this folder, and the same thing on this side. It just kind of closes the edges so that everything stays inside the folder. And if you want to see how to fold it and do all this, again, I'm going to try to make separate videos for the file folder fodder project. This is week 3, people. Okay, so, and I did make a couple of extra things here to give you some more ideas. All right, so first off in the make, and behind here you'll see I glued down a couple of famous people. I did not have a Sean Connery. He's on my wall up there. I'm not cutting Sean Connery off my wall. So he's up there. But anyway, yeah. So I just want to show you some ideas of what things you can collect, things you've either made, found, and that could be found like, if you found an image in a magazine at the thrift store, or, I don't want to say at the doctor's office because we shouldn't be tearing up those magazines, and I won't be naming any names. Things that you already have, and things that you've either been given or you want to share. Given, traded, or shared. Anything that has to do with sharing, giving, trading, you know, anything like that, that goes in this pile. All right. And this time I didn't put a lot of envelopes. Last time I showed envelopes, how you can store things. I just kind of left these like this time, just so you can see. You can wrap them, bundle them, envelope them, all different kinds of ways to keep your stuff together. So in the make, I did have this one. This is from the, this is a little stationery or cutout that was in the Flow magazine. So I did put this little bundle in here. But what I did was I made, okay, here's a girl that I'm starting to color. Okay, so if I'm coloring an image that you've cut out, and I do have a little idea project for another, well, I'll say this on the next segment after this recording here, we're going to be talking about more about using your color books again. Okay, so stay tuned for that. But if you color anything, and I've not completely cut her out yet, but I wanted to show you, some of the things that you could make. I made a little book out of some of the little Flow magazine tag or tear aparts. Okay, and I put them in a little book so that you could see some of the ideas that you could do for listing using your little cute little images. Now, I did not put quotes in this, but you could put very easily put quotes. But here's a little girl. This was in the Flow magazine. Again, this was a tear apart sheet, a sheet of these little cards, but you don't have to do that. It could be any kind of image, any little person you see sewing, crafting, whatever. Hang on, guys, I got incoming mail. Kind of froze me for just a second. There we go. All right, so I put make and create. This she looks like a little girl in a cave, and she's looks like she might have been crying or something. So I put no fear, be brave. There's a little girl taking, these are little hand drawn, like little images from the Flow magazine. So I put kindness and sharing. It's all people. Remember, it's people this week. If it was animals, you could do all kinds of little, information about animals. Eileen's real good about finding those. I don't know if she finds them on Wikipedia or where she finds those information on the animals, and Jean too. This one, they're like reading some books. I said learn and be curious. Okay, then the next one, travel and explore. And Eileen said the folders are great for stampers to stamp on cardstock and file them in their folders. Exactly. If you don't have, now, if you're Rach or Paula, that probably won't work for you because they have literally thousands and thousands of stamps. But if you're like the rest of us that maybe have a couple hundred, then it's doable. And like Eileen said, stamp your stamps out and then file them accordingly. And again, you do not have to just stick with the 12 topics I'm giving you in these 12 weeks. And I use the example of holidays. I am not making a holiday folder, but you very well could make a holiday, and you could even separate them out. Christmas, Halloween, fall festival, Thanksgiving. I mean, there's all kinds of different file folders you can make on your own themes. And if you collect, that's perfect, isn't it, Eileen? If you collect stamps, if you collect rubber stamps, you can stamp them out and keep like your catalog. There's Paula pops in. I know, but literally, I mean, between Rach and Paula, they no stamp store could outdo them. But anyway, back to the topic at hand. Okay, so travel, explore, and you can write, little quotes. Or I'm just using this as an example for you. Help and care. This one has love. This one has converse and understand, wonder and wander. Whoops, that one got stuck right there. Observe and note. So, if you have a lot of cute little images, you could do your own little booklets, or kids. This would be good, Mama 4. This would be great for the kids to make something like this and share, I mean, I always like to see little kids give to elderly. And so, I mean, like in nursing homes or just an elderly person in the neighborhood, something this simple given to an elderly person. I'm telling you, people. Right, RV, Mom? I don't know if RV Sweet is really my mom, guys. Because that's a perfect name, that if my mom was going to have a name, RV Sweet Lady, that would be my mom's nickname here. And I don't know if it's mom or not. Anyway, so, so there's that for the make. All right. I did find some of these. I'm going to put that with this. This was given to me. This is the Lindsay Whimsy. She hand drew that and sent it to me an email, and I printed it out, and it will fit in there. And I think, was it Mitz Mindy? I think she sent me this envelope. I think it was Mindy, and so I still have to color those two things. All right, so let's go back to the find. Again, when I cleaned out a lot of my fodder, I'm considering this found stuff because I completely forgot I had it, except for the Mona. So if you find a special image in a magazine, these are some vintage found relatives, if you will, and I need to find. I have those Tim Holtz found relatives here somewhere. The deck of cards of found relatives, their card, and I can't find them. So if I find them, I'll put them in here. So some vintage postcards. This one's from a flow, but I just had all different kinds of found relatives. So because they're found relatives, I found them. Yeah, get it? I found. Okay, so I found my relatives. Okay. I saw that. I haven't seen the details, Angie, but yeah. So Angie, my fairy treasures. I did see Miss D got her happy mail. Sorry, this is a little sidebar here for the YouTube gals. My fairy treasures. I saw Miss D got her happy mail from you, fairy treasures, for her birthday. Oh my gosh, that was so awesome. But Kimbo Creations, yeah, my fairy treasures is saying Kimbo Creations on YouTube is having a card challenge for the retirement home that she does every year. So yeah, I'll try. Let me make a note of that, Angie. That's I'll try to remember to put that in my links if I can find a pen. Hang on. Okay, let me get out my little one of my Darcy notes here. My little Darcy cupcake. Okay, so I'll put Dee's link. I'll put Angie's link. I'll put, well, first I'm going to put PackerDi because she's the one decorating these. So there's PackerDi, Angie, D, and Kim. Okay, yeah. So I'll try to remember to do that. Put that in the links in my description box. Okay, okay. So now on to the have. So these are things that I already had. And I did have him, and I did have him. Okay, so again, this was just one of the little cards from the flow. And I had a couple of those left over from the little book project. And this was this is from a K & Company Faux Ephemera pack. This was a vintage Valentine. Somebody sent me this little card, the little shepherd, Jesus shepherd card. Here's a little vintage, they're just little vintage cards that I had. All right, and then I did have these stickers from the Flow magazine, a little card and these little stickers. I've already used a couple on here. So that's some of the things I have. So, and again, this is stuff that I have and find and make. Feel free to make whatever and have whatever you have and use it up. Okay, now this one's a little bit more involved, including I did make a list. Okay. So just to show you that you can do all kinds of different things with this. It doesn't have to be just collecting bits of ephemera. It can be things like reminding you of your friends, like Lindsay Whimsy or Mitts. Okay, here's some napkins that I think these came from APG Jamie. Actually, I think two different people have sent me this napkin before. I know APG Jamie sent me some, and then somebody else also sent these. So I got some of those. Somebody gave me, I think, I forget who it was that gave me this, but it's Egyptian couples from a vintage, I think, Nat Geo or something. So that was given to me. And then all these stamps are from either my collecting of them over the years or, I try to remember, especially if they're anything special, to cut them off like of the envelopes and use them either in your collage or whatever, But these all have people on them. So I cut these out and save them in a little bag. Okay. Then, not to be forgotten here, also these are all Barb Owens little faces. Now, I don't think I think she sold them all. I could be wrong. But go to, I always I know it's not Barb Owens Creations anymore. It's something else. And I don't know why. I just have Barb's name stuck. But if you look up Barb Owen, you'll find it. I'm Carrie or somebody who can post or tell me the exact name again. her website, or Miko, one of y'all, the name of Barb Owen's website now, where she has classes, free classes, and classes for sale. So both. But anyway, she had these little faces, and when I first met her online, she sent me a set of her little rubber stamp faces. And what she does with these is she uses these on her soft cloth dolls. She makes dolls. She's amazing. I mean, I don't know anybody here that sews like Barb, although she'd probably say, no, no. How to Get Creative. Thank you, Carrie. How to Get Creative is Barb Owen's website. So anyway, she made these little faces, and so I just put the four different ones. And again, I'm not a very good stamper. Don't tell Rach. Anyway, so yeah, there we go. So I put those on there because it just fit perfect with the hey CB, with the idea of people. Okay, so then also, and I could put this in have or make or whatever, but some lists. All right, so this is just a little book made with some of my, jelly plated papers, or I don't even know. And that's another thing. If you're a jelly plater, jelly plate your folder. That's a way to decorate your folder. It doesn't have to be all people and things on there, although that's just kind of where I'm going with it. Uh, anyway, so this is some of the lists that I took out of my real idea notebook here. This is my idea notebook, which I've shown a couple times. And I know I say this and people go, oh, we're interested. But I didn't really get a lot of interest on it. So I didn't really get a whole lot in depth with it. But I took, and I just started. I just took a few of the things. So when you see the list that I've got going here, it's just a couple of the things. You need to do your own list. I don't want to just necessarily give you the list. It's nothing hard to look up and find or think about. All right, so for people, okay, I made some little lists here. I did countries. So, of course, you know how to list countries. I just put, USA, UK, China, Canada, Mexico. I just started it just to, tell you what I mean. So you can do a list of countries, because if you want to, like, keep some kind of a inspiration and idea folder rather than just fodder, then you can make little books. You can make one of these for every one of your 12 or however many folders you make. So you could make a list of countries that people come from, occupations. So again, I just wrote down a few. In my idea book, there's pages of this stuff. So I just wanted to write down a few just to give y'all some inspiration and some ideas on how to make your list. Hey, okay, Carol, Jean, anybody else popping in? Hey, Barb. Yeah, I was just showing giving you a shout out here a second ago, Barb. And Ash, and who else is here? Well, anyway, thanks guys for being here. Okay, and after I finish this section, I'm going to stop this and then we'll do our regular show. So occupations like doctor, nurse, teacher, traveler, sailor, farmer, a vet, librarian, banker, soldier, chef, mechanic, scientist, actor, singer, fisherman, architect, archaeologist, caretaker, curators, artist. I just wrote down a few. Again, don't email me. Oh, you forgot to. No, I just wanted to give you an example. Okay, and then you could do a section for famous people, or a list or a book of famous people and famous quotes, like the movie stars, the TV stars, singers, royalty, anybody famous. Then you could do historical, Washington, Lincoln, Martin Luther King, Jesus. You can do historical occupations like pirates, kings, queens, musicians, and artists. You could do events that people are involved in: weddings, funerals, graduation, picnics, births, religious services, parties, any kind of an event that people would go to. Characteristics, like virtues like courage, wisdom, gentleness, compassion, consistency, loyalty. Qualities like curiosity, optimistic, pessimistic, inspired, persistent, expressive, creative, energetic, inventive, aware, contemplative, characteristics, okay, emotions. And again, these are not full list. I just wrote down a few just to give y'all some examples. Emotions: love, hate, fear, compassion, joy, sorrow, remorse, happiness, that kind of thing. You can write a list of actions: watching, contemplating, investigating, searching, resting, studying, imagining, listening, noticing. So that's just an example of lists that you can do just with people. You can do this with places. You can do it with all the things. You could do it with the birds, you could do it with the animals. You could do it with anything, like, anything. So, it probably behooves you to make a little booklet of lists for all your folders. Okay? No, I didn't put Sock Monkey Lover in there, but that's a good one, Janet. Yes, coming up next when I show Sandra's Happy Mail, we got Miss Janet Merle Jello. Okay. So anyway, guys, so again, that is, I think I'll put my list in the make here. So that again is, just some of the ideas that you can have with your people. Again, fold it up in a W shape so that it's all inside, not the pockets are not on the outside where things fall out. It's on the inside. And again, I just had a couple pieces of sari silk here. And if you know that you're going to get in and out of your folders a lot, then it's probably just best just to rubber band it. And again, I don't know if at the end of 12 weeks, if you want to put your folders in, a book like this, or if you just want to put them in some kind of a box with the tabs still sticking up where you can kind of flip through to find your stuff, whatever works for you. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and I'll tie my sari silk back on here. So I hope y'all enjoyed week 3, people. Again, look for PackerDi for the full decorating. She's doing massive decorating on hers. Again, I'm just kind of just simplifying mine because I want to concentrate on the insides and the inspiration for it. Thanks, Lindsay. I want to concentrate on that for my part of the 12 weeks. So there you go. I hope y'all enjoyed that. I will be saving this separately because I think people like that this the file folder Fodder project is saved separately. So I will be right back with our regularly scheduled Monday morning show, and we'll be talking about using color books again. So I'll BRB.